And Mr. Correia, we try to balance everything.
Yes.
I mean, the things that we discuss about rehabilitation and what might happen if he were out there, that's part of it. But it's also part of it who your son was. And that's why it's helpful to hear. It's very difficult case. We always consider who is the person who was victimized. And to see a 14-year-old boy with promise.
I'm glad that Michael gave you the pictures.
Yes, and
I
also
wanted to put a face to it.
Also to see that the only thing that they did that day, not that your son was directly involved, but his family members, as Mr. Santos described, all they did is stand up for their community.
Yes.
That's all they did.
Yes.
And we see cases all the time where there's a group dispute, both sides have culpability, both sides are involved in criminal activity, and then one group comes back with a gun and there's a murder.
Right.
What we don't see that often is where there's a group dispute and one side is 100% in the wrong and one side is 100% in the right. And because they're standing up for their park, their community, their family, their friends, your son is dead.
Yes, and I can tell you that.
And that is part of this equation.
And I can tell you that what Michael started that day, it was working well.
Good afternoon, Erin Farrell, Victim Service Unit. Our first speaker is Mr. Michael Santos, Daniel's brother.
Right, Mr. Santos, have a seat, sir. What would you like to say?
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, and the board. I just want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity to come speak on behalf of my family. My name is Michael Santos. I'm the brother of Daniel Correia. We was approximately 10 years apart. I was 24 years old when he was senselessly gunned down, and I am now 43. If I can, I have 2 photos I would like to show the board. They're both similar photos, except in different time. On the left would be my brother Joey. He's the one that was shot in the leg. And on the right would be my brother Daniel, who we refer to as DJ.
How old do you think they are in this picture?
In that picture, I would say DJ is around 7 and Joey is around 10.
And
the other photo, I would think DJ was just making 14, and Joey would be 17. That was almost right before he passed away. And that's my nephew that he's holding in his hand. I just want to put a face to my brother.
And what was DJ doing at the time, or in his life? What was his?
He was in junior high school. At the time, it was junior high school. Now it's middle school. He was a basketball player and he was a baseball player, which he was very good at. He was very, very tall for his age. He was 14 years old. He was only a few months into being 14 years old, and he was already 6'2", had a size 13, 14 shoe. That's where we were that day in the park.
Were you there that day?
I was there on both incidences, yes. I was there in the first incident, and that's why I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad I got.
Is there anything about the facts of the case that you want to add that you think is not known?
Yes. Actually, I would like to. There was some untruth in what Mr. Hazard was saying in the first incident. I was there. In 1991, a 2-year-old child in that park found a needle, and he brought it up to his mom, and he said, "Mom, look what I found." And there was people there at the park, and they got very upset. From that day forward, we said, no drugs in this park. We are not going to tolerate it. It was successful for 3 years. People stopped. The neighbors were loving us for it. 1994 comes, April. A Lincoln Town car comes driving through with 4 people in it, and they get out. They stop the car, get out, and ask for drugs. They ask, quote unquote, for a bundle of heroin. We told them that we do not sell that stuff here. Mr. Timothy Reeves pulled money out of his pocket, and he said, we're not trying to rob you. We just want a bundle of heroin. We have money. And he showed us the money. He had it in his left hand. My brother Joey, Shane Arnhem, walked up to him, let him know again, we do not do that here. It's not allowed here. He took the money and he shoved it in my brother's face. And he said, look, I have money right here. And he literally touched my brother's face with it. That's when my brother snatched the money. My brother handed him back his money and told him to get in the car. That's when he got angry. He pulled his he had his money in his hand still, and he said, Landon, tell them who I am. Tell them who I am. I'm not to be played with. You let them know. You know me from jail. So that's when he went up to Landon's brother, who is Shane, the gentleman that Mr. Hazard was talking about. And he poked him. Shane hit him and knocked him out. The money that Timothy Reeves had in his hand blew all over the place because of the wind. That's how you know he got his money back. My brother gave him his money back. My brother Joey, we were raised by the same mom. My mom taught us ethics. We are not thieves. And when I see this divider going through the middle, I really don't take that seriously because I know there's pain on the other side too. A lot of pain. There's a lot of pain sitting in this room right now. But what people don't see is a mother of 8 who lost her youngest child, sitting in her room every day. She is serving a life sentence. She does not leave her room unless it's to go to the store. We celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrate Christmas. And she stays in her room. So we lost 2 voices during the holidays. We don't have my mom's voice, and we don't have my brother's voice. They're both gone. My mom is my mom. She's just like you to your mom. So that hurts me. We are living a life sentence, but the only difference is we can't have a parole board meeting to get my brother back. So my family has to sit back, and we have to hope, not that Richard Hazard doesn't get out, not that he stays in, but we have to hope that if he does get out, that he doesn't turn to drugs again. That once you're a heroin addict, you are always a heroin addict. So that tells me that Mr. Hazard is still a heroin addict. So as much as clean as he may seem right now, and as truthful he may be, he may seem, because he really wasn't being truthful about the incident that I was there for. I don't know about all the other stuff, but that incident, he was not being truthful. We have to hope that he doesn't relapse. Because if he relapses, I've seen how drugs change people. It changes the best of them. Richard Hazard may be a good person. And I don't hate Richard Hazard. I really don't. Because hate does nothing but consume you. I forgave a long time ago, and that's how I was able to go on. Okay? I don't hate Richard Hazard. But I'm here not only speaking for my family, I'm here speaking for everybody in society that may have to deal with a relapse of Mr. Richard Hazard if he gets out. And he reverts back to his old ways. I didn't know he held a gun before my brother DJ's death. I didn't know that until today. I learned a lot here today. you know, and I'm the one that started the movement in Magnet Park where nobody's allowed drugs there. So when my brother got killed over that movement, I struggled with myself for years because I thought it was my fault. I had to have people come up to me consistently and tell me that I was only doing right and that it went wrong. Okay? And I became an advocate on the streets for victims of families of homicide. So much that it became my life. It was the only way I was keeping my sanity. I was advocating so much that the district attorney noticed and asked me if I wanted a job. And now I'm proud to say I work for the Bristol County District Attorney's Office as a victim witness advocate. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to speak on and for every family in society that contributes to the better being of themselves and of other people. And again, I do not hate Richard Hazard. I can empathize with his family because they lost somebody as well. However, we cannot roll that dice. If we roll that dice and we crap out, another baby may be lost.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Santos.
Thank you.
Thank you.